What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel if it's your first time. Today I will be doing a redo of the how to create and make your own police vehicle textures. So go ahead and click on the first link in the description, and it's going to bring you to paint.net. All right, it is a free program. They also have a paid version. Um, we'll go ahead and get it for free right now. Go ahead and click this right here. All right. They do have paid and they have free. But what you want to do is you want to click right here. And you want to click right here and it's going to download to your computer, okay? Once you have that installed, we can proceed with the next process. All right, guys, once you have that installed, go ahead and bring up your paint.net. And you should be with a blank canvas. And it looks something kind of like this. And if you don't see these tools right here, they're going to be located right up top up to the right here, okay? That's your color wheel. This is your layers, all right? And this is your toolbar, all right? You also have your history, what you've done or whatever. So we are greeted with a blank canvas, okay? The next thing you're going to need is when you download a car, most of the time they come with a template. All right, if you don't have a template, you are going to need one for the car that you are wanting to create your textures to. So in my case, we're going to be working with this tutorial. We're going to be working with the I believe it's the 2018 Explorer. So what we're going to do, if you have that template, you're just going to simply drag it and drop it over here into paint.net, and you want to click open. All right. It's the 2016 Explorer. All right. FPIU, and it's got the plates and everything right here. All right. So if you'll notice down here at the bottom, it says 2048 by 2048 right here, guys. And we're going to resize this, okay? We're going to make this a 4K template. And what you want to do is come up here to the top, click image. We're going to click resize. And we're going to click 4090. It was 4098 by 4098. 100 right here. Now we're going to click OK. So what that's going to do is going to make it a 4K template. All right, guys. So that being said, we have a template to go by. And the first thing you want to do is find out what, design you want to go with. And for this one right here, we're going to base this tutorial, we're going to base this one off of something like this picture right here. Somebody else did it. It's Liberty City, but we're going to make this a Los Santos police department, and we're going to change up the badge and all that. But the design I kind of like. It's pretty cool, easy to do. So that's what we're going to be working with here. All right. So once we have that over here opened up, we're going to click back over here, and we're going to hit a new layer. All right. Layer number 2 is going to be our color of the car. All right. In this case, the color will be black. Okay. So make sure you have black selected. And then you're going to come over here to the toolbox and click the paint bucket. And you're just going to click anywhere in here and you're going to click. All right. And that's going to fill the entire layer up with black. And right now you can't see anything. You can't see your template. So what you want to do is come over here inside of this layer number 2, double click it. And first thing is I would like to get you guys in the habit of organizing your layers. And so for this layer, we're going to call this the car color. All right, and we're going to turn the opacity down so we can see our template. Okay, and we're going to click OK. All right, so we have our paint color and our template. So the next layer we're going to create We're going to create another layer over here down at the bottom. All right, and we are going to be creating this white outline right here. Okay, guys. And it doesn't have to be exact, but we're going to get it somewhat because the car is not, currently this, was it the Corvette here? Is what they have. But like I said, it's going to be for this 2016 Explorer, so we will make it work here. So what we want to do is we want to click the white, okay? Make sure you're on your new layer. And like I said, you want to organize it, so we'll double click it. We'll call this white layer, and we're going to work on the right side of the car first. So we'll call it white layer right, okay? Click enter. And the next thing you want to do is come right down here to this line. Click on this line tool. And we're going to go up here to the brush size, and we're going to change it to probably, let's just say maybe 8. We'll see how that goes. So what you want to do now is to zoom in on this template so you can get precise as possible. I'm going to hold down your control key and then scroll in with your mouse. Okay, that's going to zoom it in and zoom it out. Okay. All right, once we are somewhat zoomed in, we're going to go back to our picture and we're going to look and see roughly how it's going. And once we are satisfied, we are going to go ahead and create a line here, okay? So I am going to create this here. And it's going to go something, I could do something like this. Move this toolbar. Something like that. All right, so that's going to be our first line. And we're going to hold down our control key and zoom in. And this part right here, you want to make sure you are connecting with this line right here. For your next line, you want to start it. And this right here doesn't have to be perfect, but I'm going to show you how to make it really good here. So what you want to do is, first of all, we're going to hit Control Z and Control Z because I want to extend maybe, how about we do something like that. We're going to go midway. All right. Now we're going to click on that line and we're going to come down here, drag it to about right here. All right. You'll notice it has these little circles here. All right. This is where you can manipulate the curvature of the lines, okay? You can slide it forward, move it around, manipulate it, kind of where you want it. This is okay. All right, once we're satisfied with that, we'll go ahead and click down here, and we're going to just come all the way down here to the bottom. Right. And in the picture, I believe it's going to right here. Yeah, it's coming up over the wheel well. All right, so we'll click off of it and then click back into it again and create another line here. And we're just going to put it right, maybe right there. Kind of move this out of the way so you can see what you're doing. Trying to get this line to be somewhat decent right there as far as the curvature for the car. If you, like me, kind of OCD, But yeah. All right. Kind of something like that. It's gonna look a little wonky right here, but we're going to delete that real quick here in a minute. So once you have that, they're all connected. What you want to do is make sure your white is still selected, and you want to make sure you're still on this layer right here, okay? Make sure you're still in your white layer. Click the paint bucket, and if you had all your lines connected just right, when you click here, it's just going to fill this in. And if you didn't have your lines connected right, what would happen is if you click there, it would pretty much fill the whole screen up like this, okay? You don't want that. If that happens, just hit Control Z, undo it, go back, and make sure your lines are connecting, okay? All right, and to clean this up here, what I do is I just click on the delete tool and make sure my circle's pretty big here. Say 50, and move it around here. And I'll do the opacity down so I can see where I really need to delete. You don't have to do this. Right. All right, so something like that. Let's turn the opacity back up so we can see what we're working with here. And click OK. All right. So that's what we're working with right there, okay? Something like that. All right, once we have that layer complete, the next thing we want to focus on is adding a new layer. And for me, I have a badge that I've already created, but you can just Google police department badges, whenever you're trying to make. If you want to make something like from your hometown or something, just go ahead and save it as a PNG. But I created this one right here. So we're just going to click on it, and we are going to bring it into here. We're just going to click add new layer. I'm going to delete this fourth layer because I didn't need to do that. So basically this badge is our fourth layer. So we'll move it down here. We'll go back to our picture as a reference. And we're going to hold down our shift key so it stays proportional. Come on down here and just place it right here for now. Click enter. We'll go back to our white layer and we will lower the opacity down just a little bit so we can see the template of the car, okay? So we can figure out exactly where we want to place our badge. Go back up to your badge, and then now you notice you can move it around because you're still on this mouse wheel right here. But you don't see the points where you can stretch it out. So what you want to do is come over here to this rectangular, select, highlight it, and then click the mouse wheel. All right, and here come the points again to where you can maneuver it. All right, and adjust it however you want. So go back to the picture to reference. Yeah, you know what? We'll place it like right here. Right? All right. Now that we have that, come back over to our white layer and we will turn the opacity right back up. Click OK. And we're going to hold down our control key and zoom out with our mouse wheel, okay? So now that we have that, the next step is going to be adding your text. So we'll click the new layer, and the text for this car is going to be black right here on the white layer. And you see how they have this right here, the black coming down right here, the curvature of the car. We can also do something like that as well, maybe. We'll just have to take a look inside the template and see what we can create right there. But for right now, we are going to do the text. It'll be on black. All right, we're going to click our text layer down here in our toolbar. Make sure you select it right here. And you're simply going to click inside of here, and you're going to change the font size to probably 70. All right, and we're going to change the font as well. And we are going to type police, okay? That's pretty big and it's stretching throughout the car here. So we're going to change the font size to 100. All right. Once we have it like kind of like that right there, we're going to hit this rectangular select and we're going to select our text layer. Okay. Make sure you're on your text layer. Hit this move selected pixels button, okay, to bring up the points. And now we can stretch it out where you want it. And also, if you click the right mouse button, you can rotate it, okay? All right, once we have it right there, enter. And we want to go back to our white layer, double click on it, move the opacity down just to make sure where our letters are going to fall. Make sure they're okay. Make sure they're not coming down off the car or anything like that. It looks like they're in a pretty good position. So we'll turn our opacity back up. Click OK. All right, and the next layer we are going to do will be this white text layer right here. That's going to be the Los Santos Police Department, okay? So we'll click Add New Layer, Text Layer, White. All right. And we're going to take the size down to probably 60. And it's going to be Los Santos and City Department. And it's probably going to be off the screen. Department. We'll take the text down to 40. Bring this over here. Like so. Maybe bring it down to like 25. How about that? 25 looks pretty good. All right, once we're satisfied with that, come over here to our rectangular select and highlight that. Move back to the arrow, the move selected pixels. Right? And we're going to rotate it and bring it down. And we're going to go back to the photo and see where it's stretching out to be here. So it's coming all the way over here. It's going to be a little different because we are on a different car. Let's zoom in. So unfortunately, it's in the door handles here. So what we can do is put it right there where the department is outside of that door handle. Click enter, go back, hit select, and we're going to select the Los Santos City. Okay, and we're going to move that part. Stretch it out. Stretch it out. You get what I'm doing, guys, right? Something like that. So it's not in this door handle. I know it's on the curvature of the car, but you have to kind of go with the punches there. And I might move this over one more time here. Stretch it out. That. Boom. Okay. So we got that exactly where we want it. And let's see here. All right, so we have something kind of like that for this layer. We're going to call this the Los Santos white text right. Okay. Then come back over here to layer 5, and we're going to label that police black text right. Okay. All right, so there we have everything labeled for the most part right there. What we want to do now is we want to try to maybe put that black, get some of the black car coming through over here. So we'll click on this white layer, double click on it, turn the opacity down, and see where we could run that. And may or may not be able to, because I believe on this car is where the vent was. You know what, we're just going to leave it like that. It's pretty cool. All right, guys. And if you wanted to, let's just say put a unit number or something like that, you could do that as well. We'll add a new layer, call this unit number right. All right, go back to your text layer, make sure you're on the white, because remember the car is black. All right, and it's up to you wherever you want to put the number. Right, in the back of this car, we got call 911 back here, so we're going to put our number maybe up front here. Or at the bottom right here. How about we do that? All right. Once you're satisfied with that, click that rectangular select, and we're just going to rotate. Click this move selected pixel. We're going to rotate this a little bit to go with the curvature of the car. Click enter. Okay, that's our unit number. Next thing we're going to do is create another layer, and we're going to create the 911. So we'll double click on this, Call it 911 layer right. Click on this text tool right here, and it's just going to say 911 right, 911, and then call. We'll move this up here. Actually, we're going to do it in sections. Change the size to 20. We're going to put it right there. Go back to the rectangular select this call, and we're going to move it up a little. Oops. See how that's something like that. You guys can do whatever you want right there. Just going to leave it like that. All right, once we have that, okay, once we're in this stage right here, we basically have the right side of the car done, okay? Now, for this template, since it is the 2016, the mirrors we won't be able to color because it doesn't have that on the template. Right here, see how these are white? We won't be able to do that. But if you wanted to change another section of the car to white, which we're going to do, we're going to make the entire roof of this car white right here, okay? And except for this strip right here. These are the strips going down the side, which are like right here. We're going to leave that black, but we're going to make this right here white. So in order to do that, click a new layer, double click on it, name it roof, white layer. Okay, you got it right there. All right, so what do? Make sure we're on white. All right, make sure white is selected. Go back to this line tool, and we're just going to move this out of the way. We're going to zoom in, and we are going to, oops, make sure it's not on 50. Make sure it's on, let's just say like 3 or 8. 8 is pretty good. I'm going to delete this right here. Make sure we're on 8, and we are going to come down here and do the roof of the car. All right. Don't worry about me. I'm just going to delete this little thing right here. All right, go back to our line tool. Zoom out. Come over here. Feel free to fast forward this part if you want. I'm just going to take a little bit of time. Get these lines somewhat pretty good here. Boom. All right. Once we have that, you can zoom in and make sure your lines are connecting. And they look to be pretty good, right? What we want to do is come over here to this paint bucket and fill in the roof, okay? And that's how we would do that. It's just going to be the very top. The very top. The back side of that roof, we're just going to leave black. All right, you can make that white if you want. I'm just going to leave mine black. So the next thing I want to do is add a new layer. I want to put a unit number up here, okay? And we are going to make sure that is black. Unit number roof. Right. Make sure we are on our text layer. Right. Now here's something cool right here. All right. So we will make sure the font is pretty big. Let's just say 120. And what we want to do is go ahead and put your number. Mine's going to be 324, right? And you see how it's facing this way. And if you want to turn this whole image around so you can see what you're doing, this is what you're going to do. First of all, we're going to come back down here to our roof layer that's white, double click on it, and bring the opacity down, okay? Click OK. All right, now we can see the roof of the car. Go back up here to your unit number right here, all right? Make sure you're just on that. So what you want to do, let's go ahead and turn this whole entire template so we can see what we're doing, okay? We can turn it clockwise, right? Right. And now what we want to do is come over here and select our unit number. And we're going to select our move pixels and we're going to rotate it. And resize it. And it is kind of sensitive when you're rotate it. And if something like that, click OK. And then once you're satisfied with that, go back to your image and rotate it back to counterclockwise. All right. Go back to your roof layer, the white layer, turn the opacity back up, click OK. Go back to your last layer, your unit number roof, and leave it right there. So now we have done the right side of the car and the roof. All right. Sorry for a lengthy tutorial, but I wanted to make sure everything is clear here. So in order to get our right side onto our left side here, because we just don't want to have to do all this again, okay? What you need to do, and this is the easiest way to do it, we want to come over here to whatever layer you want to copy. So we're going to first start off with the white layer, okay? The white layer right, which is this right here. All you have to do is be on this layer right here, okay? And hit Control C, okay? It's going to copy this layer and come all the way up to the top. Select this roof layer and then click Add a New Layer. And all you want to do is hit Control V, okay? Now, you noticed it went ahead and highlighted this, okay? If you bring your mouse over here, you have just grabbed that white layer, okay? And it, of course, is facing the other way. So what you would do is come up here, go to layers, and flip horizontal. Okay, now you want to move it and adjust it, just like so, guys. Right, roughly to where the other one is on the car. Sometimes the right side of the template and the left side of the template is a little different, so you might have to adjust it. But this looks to be pretty good. Click enter. Okay, just like that. Go up here, double click on this, and name it white layer left. All right, and there you go. Got that. Same thing for the police. All right. But what we want to do is go back to the white layer left, double click on it, turn the opacity down so we can make sure we're getting our letters where we want them. All right, scroll back down here. Click on the police. Oops, and I didn't spell that right. Police. Police text right. We're going to Control C. Come over here to our last layer, add a new layer, and Control V. Okay, same thing. Come up here. Your mount this right here is already selected for you. Come over here, drag this right here. Okay. Now we're not going to flip this horizontal, right? All we're going to do is we're just going to let it go. Click Enter, and come back up here to the rectangular select it again, and then click this. Okay. Now we can move it however we want it. It's going to be something kind of like that, right? Make sure we're following that same curve. Maybe come down a hair. And that appears to be pretty much like the other one. Click OK once you're satisfied. Double click on it. Make sure you name it. Please. Text left. Okay. Hit OK. Go back to that white layer left. Turn the opacity. Actually, you can leave it like that because what we're going to do is go back to the badge right here, okay? Which is going to be this one right here. We're going to click on it, hit Control C, come over here, go back to the last one, add a new layer, hit Control V, and come up here to the badge and drag it down. All right. We're going to zoom in with our Control key and our mouse wheel and place this where we want it. Zoom out. And that's pretty good right there, okay? Click Enter. Name it. Badge left. All right, now that we have that, Control key, mouse wheel, zoom out. All right. We can go back to our white layer left, double click on it, and turn the opacity right back up. All right, so you should be looking something kind of like that if you're following this tutorial. All right. Now we need to copy the Los Santos, this right here. We're going to copy that, so make sure you're on this layer right here. Hit Control C, all the way up. Click on our last layer, click New Layer, Control V, as in Victor, and move this down here. Okay, I'm going to zoom in, move it down here. We're just going to move it around. Bear with me where I get it to where I want it. All right, same thing as before. Hit click enter. Go back, click this rectangular select. Click this Los Santos City. Hit this move selected pixels button right here. And what we want to do is kind of adjust it, you know, where we think we need it here. We don't really want it in the door, but the door handle, but what can you do? Okay, what can you do? Sometimes it is unavoidable. I mean, even if I did that. So we were just going to leave it like this, guys. Kind of sucks that it's in the door. Kind of is what it is, right? At this point. And we can move this department over too. Select it. Make sure you select enough here. This can be kind of tricky. There we go. I'm just going to move it in a little bit. All right. And let me fix that real quick. Sorry, guys. I'm just going to fix this real quick. Something kind of like that, guys. All right. Once we have that, go back up to our unit number right. Control C. All the way up top to our last layer, which we did not name. So we'll go ahead and name that. Los Santos left text. All right, so we will add a new layer. Hit Control V. Go ahead and name it. Number left. And come over here and drag this over here. Okay. Zoom in. Enter. Go ahead and click this rectangular select. Come back over here to this button right here. And rotate it with the car. Oops, it's a little sensitive today. Click enter. All right, now that we have that, now all that's left to do is to get this right here. So we're going to go to the police 911. Just right here. Control C. All the way up top. Add a new layer. Name it 911. Control V. Okay. Pretty simple, guys. Take this over here. We'll make sure you're on. Oops. I did not mean to do that. So we'll go back to this layer. I had the wrong thing selected. To the layer right, Control C, come all the way up top, the layer left, and Control V. Okay. Now we're going to move this down. Zoom in. something like that right there. All right. And if you want to add something to the back of here, you can. But for this tutorial, this is pretty much where we're going to leave this car right here. Maybe, you know what, we'll add something right here. So add a new layer, text. We'll zoom in and we will just knock this text down to like 15. And we're going to say Los Santos PD, and we're going to change that to white. All right. Something like that right there. Los Santos PD rear. We're going to name it text. Once we are satisfied with this right here, guys, we're going to zoom out. All right. And you can put a plate right here if you want. It's easy to do. Go ahead and grab you like a license plate image. Come over here. What you would do is add a new layer and put the plate in right here, okay? And you would just, you know, make those the same here. We're not going to do that for this tutorial. Super easy to do though. Just make sure you're in a new layer. But once we are satisfied with what we got, we will come back down to our base layer, double click on it, and we're going to turn the opacity all the way up. Click OK. So this is what your car is going to look like if you followed this tutorial. All right, something like that. Nice and easy. And what we want to do now is we're going to save this, and I'm going to show you how to put it in your game. All right, if you have a 2016 FPIU, that's what we're going to be doing. And you can do this with any, you know, like I said, any car. Just make sure you have the right template. All right, if you want to do it, put it on a Charger, Caprice, you know, whatever it may be. Make sure you have that car. Make sure you're doing it on the right template. All right, so with that, guys, we're going to go ahead and we're going to Control Shift Save. All right, and we're just going to save this inside of my tutorial file. And always save the PDN. Okay, always save this, because if you don't and you put this in your game and you didn't like how let's just say this call 911 was situated on the car, you won't be able to change it if you didn't save the PDN. You'd have to go back and redo the whole entire template. So I recommend saving this, save the template. Also hit Control Shift Save S and save it as a PNG. All right. And we're going to leave it like this. Explorer sign underscore 1.png. We're going to save it. Actually, no. We're going to, excuse me, we're going to change this to a 2. Sorry. We're going to change this to a 2. All right. And click Save. And it's going to ask you the configurations. Just hit OK and flat. All right, just like that, guys, we are done with this. I'm going to exit out of this, and I'm going to bring up OpenIV and show you how to put this in your game. And we'll go in game, and I will show you how it looks. All right, guys, we're going to bring up OpenIV right now. If you do not have it installed, I will link a tutorial on how to install this. I haven't done one yet, but it's fairly easy. You just want to install it into your Grand Theft Auto 5 folder here. You want to make sure you select that folder once you have it installed. So first things first, make sure you are on edit mode. All right. And what you want to do, and I'll give you the pathway, guys. We'll go ahead and just bring my pathway up here. You want to be in GTA 5 mods update ×64 DLC packs. I put all my cars in patch day 20. DLC.rpf times 64 levels GTA 5 and vehicles.rpf. And we are going to be working with, I believe it's police number 3 is going to be, yeah. So this is the texture we are going to be changing. Actually, we're going to leave this on here, but we're going to add another texture here. So let me show you how to do that. All right. And we could possibly have that unit number a little too high, but we'll see. I forgot it did have the light bar right here. So we'll exit out of that. We're going to come down here to the Police 3 YTD. Double click on it. Come up here and type sign. All right. And I already had a texture I had made and put in here with the plates and everything. But we're going to replace this one right here with the one that we had made, okay? Which is going to be this one right here. We saved it. Remember, explore_sign_2. So what you want to do is drag this folder right here and drag it in here, okay? And it's going to automatically detect the compression. Click OK. And there you go. There you have it. It is in your game. We will click save. All right. Once you have that, you will click file and close all archives. All right. Exit out of that. And what I recommend doing is restarting your PC and then coming back and getting into Grand Theft Auto 5 and whatever. If you did the Explorer or if you're working with a Charger template, whatever it is that's in Police 3, what we had just said, for me, that's where we are going to, that's what we're going to spawn in. So let me show you what it looks like in game. All right, guys, we are in the game, loaded in. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to bring up our vehicle. So we're going to bring up, I use Simple Trainer or whatever menu you select that you're using to bring your cars in. Use that, but I use Simple Trainer. Go ahead and click Emergency, and we're going to click on Police 3. As you can see, it's got that livery on it right there. What we want to do is come over here to Vehicle Options, and we want to scroll down here to Vehicle Livery Menu. Click it, and then we want to click number 2. Okay? And there is our car right there. And as you can see, that Los Santos PD is in the middle of that Ford, which you can adjust stuff like that. Unit number looks pretty good. Car's looking pretty good here. Alright, so that being said, on this Explorer, the only thing I would change would be you see how that's in the door right there, that one side that we is like, oh, you know, well, it'll be okay. Well, it's not okay. So I would go back and change that. Maybe dial down the text size on that completely, or just say Los Santos. You don't have to say city. And then department, you can resize that and move that over. But this was just a tutorial, guys. I'm showing you how to create your own textures, get it in the game. And that's what we did here. And there it is. The side's kind of the same way on the Los Santos City with this Explorer. But that's easy to change if you save the PD in, like I was saying before. But yeah, guys, that's how you create your own police textures and throw it inside of your game using OpenIV and Paint.net. So that's going to be it for this one, guys. Go ahead, we're going to click the lights on it. Let's see. See if everything's working right with this vehicle. A lot of the takedowns are on. Check, guys. That's going to do it for this tutorial. Don't forget to smash that like button, consider subscribing if you're new, and click that bell, click all, so you know when I go live, post new content. Try to keep you up to date on all my videos. So that's it. It's been your boy Gaming 24/7. I'm out of here. Much love. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, smash that like button, leave a comment, share, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.